Good morning and welcome to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm. I am located at 1563 Main Street in Peckville, Pennsylvania, and I am right here with you each and every week at this time on this station to bring you, the Pennsylvania landowner, the information you need regarding natural gas development. And of course, and as always, I, Doug Clark, the Clark Law Firm, has not, do not, and will not, has not, do not, and will not, never have, never will represent gas or pipeline companies. I represent property owners, oil and gas right owners for such things as gas lease negotiations, reviews, consultations of any and all gas-related documents, pipeline, water line agreements, royalty and royalty deduction issues, royalty dispute issues, breach of contract issues, estate planning issues, water damage issues, gas lease amendments and modifications, unitization issues, termination of lease issues, Tioga County, SUAs, surface use agreements, well pad agreements, compressor agreements, roadway agreements, you name it, related to oil and gas. Give me a call. Call the Clark Law Firm, 570 307 0702. That's 570 307 0702. And keep listening each week to All Things Marcellus at this time on this station. I've been doing this show for 10 years. 10 years. So keep on listening. And also, if you miss any of the shows, you want to go back, your first time, you're new to the show, go to the websites. If you haven't gone to the websites, go to the websites. If you've been to the websites, get there again. I'm adding things to there. I'm adding these blog sections. Get to the websites. Become educated and informed. That's our weapon. That's our power in this process. pagasleaseattorney.com. Again, you can go listen to this week's show. It'll be up and posted Monday morning. All of the shows, not all of them, but many hours. I don't know how many we have up there, but a lot of hours of shows. They're available at pagasleaseattorney.com and also pipelineattorney.com. I do a lot of pipeline work. I've negotiated, consulted, worked on pipeline agreements, I think now I can safely say, with over 80 different companies across Pennsylvania. That's amazing. That how many, not that I'm so amazing, but there's that many to work on, that there's that much activity. There has been and there will be more. So get experience, education, and information. Visit the websites, once again, pagasleaseattorney.com and pipelineattorney.com, and call my office about any type of representation, 570 307 0702. And if you want to just start off, many people do, a review and consultation of your offer, of a document you already have. I do them all myself. I do many of them by telephone. You're always welcome to come to the office, but call me, learn about that service. It usually takes, including the review and the conference, whether it be call in person, it's usually 1 to 2 hours. So give me a call, 570 307 0702, regardless of where you're located and how much property you have. I've had clients with as low as 0.02 and I think even 0.01 acres. And I've had clients with tens of thousands of acres. So give me a call. I want to help you. Let's see if we can. 570 307 0702. Okay. Today's show. In case you haven't noticed, gas prices have been, for some time, very low. If you look at the company's stocks who produce gas in Pennsylvania, they are at all-time, or I shouldn't say all-time, they're at year lows, and some of them are at multi-year lows. Some of them are at decades low prices. So the price of gas has created a very bad market, but what I want to talk to you today about is it's also created opportunities. So we need to look and say, yes, the gas prices are bad. Yes, my royalty checks are gone down significantly because the gas price has gone down. But am I in a position where it may create an opportunity for me? Maybe I have an opportunity sitting there in front of me today that I do not know about. And I'm going to talk about that. Maybe there'll be an opportunity that presents itself in the coming year. And I want to prepare you for that. And one golden rule, whenever you're asked to sign anything, put the pen down and pick up the phone and call my office. But let's be prepared. What am I talking about when gas prices are so low? What are we talking about for opportunities? When drilling is down, royalty checks are down. Well, thankfully, I have an hour here to talk to you about it. So I want to talk first. I talked a few weeks ago about there being a couple different types of option agreements. And I went through an example where if you entered into a pipeline agreement, it is extremely rare that it is what we call a straight pipeline agreement. They're almost always what we call option agreements, meaning that you sign the agreement and the company has the option to exercise their rights under the agreement. So briefly, in case you missed it, what that means is this. Let's say that the pipeline company entered into a 2-year contract with you, or a 2-year option contract, where it says that they have 2 years to elect to, we'll say, install this pipeline, or else they do not have the ability to install the pipeline. Now, if you were smart, or your lawyer was smart, or if you listen to the show, and you say, hey, wait a second, the company first, let's say, came to you with a 5-year option. You say, well, that's too long. I don't want to leave the company to have 5 years of time in order to decide to use this agreement. Let's say they presented that to everybody in your area. And most people in your area, if not everybody, said, okay, hey, that sounds good. You're going to give me, we'll say, $2,000. And when you go to put this pipeline in, you'll have to pay me a much bigger check. Let's pretend it is $100,000. So you say, okay, hey, that sounds good. And you believe the landman who works for the company, not you, the landowner. And you believe that they're going to put the line in next year. And you believe all these different things that you're told. But even though those things are maybe what's intended, it's not what's on the paper. But I won't digress too far down that path. So let's say that all your neighbors are signing these agreements for a 5-year company option. But you, smarter, and you've done your research. You armed yourself with education and information, or perhaps you hired a lawyer who does this all the time, who fights for landowners and has never worked for gas or pipeline companies. So you negotiated a 2-year option term. Well, now the market is terrible. Let's fast forward. It's now 2 years later. The gas market is terrible. The companies are not drilling wells in the area as they thought they were going to. And the pipeline company says, we don't need to put this pipeline in right now because there's no gas to flow through it. And the company is not drilling wells. So what do? Well, they wait. They do not want to incur the expense of drilling, or of installing these pipelines when they're not needed yet. They could wait 2 or 3 more years. Well, this is an example of an opportunity that you created for yourself, or your lawyer did, when they negotiated a 2-year option term, when all your neighbors just signed an agreement that provided for a 5-year company option. So now here we are in year 2. The company has to pay you, we'll say $100,000. Well, they don't want to, but they're going to have to if they're going to keep those rights. And if they don't, and they say, well, we're not going to pay this, but imagine, they have everyone around you signed. They have the route of the pipeline coming to your property and exiting your property. If they don't meet that option, if they don't pay you that money, now they come back in year 4 or year 5 and say, hey, we're going to put this pipeline in. Well, they no longer have any rights. So when you said, okay, you're going to pay me $100,000 to install this pipeline, well, now, company, the price has gone up significantly because I negotiated the deal for a 2-year option. You, company, negotiated the deal for a 5-year option with all my neighbors, and you're going to abide by that. Well, now you need to renegotiate with me, and I'm no longer going to agree at $100,000. And that, ladies and gentlemen, can give you an outstanding position of leverage because they may have permitted the whole entire route. They've surveyed your property. They've reached agreements that require the pipeline to go on your neighbor's property to a certain point on your property and exit on your property to another point on your other neighbor's property. You now stand in a great negotiation position. And you could say, instead of 100,000, I want 500,000. You could say, I want $1 million. Or you can go around me, company. Depending on what you ask, depending on the scenarios, it may be possible for the company to go around. But I'm going to tell you what, my experience has been, you're going to be in an incredible position to maximize your situation. And that's an example of when I talked about we want to minimize the option terms. If you have a shorter option term, you can put yourself in a much, much better position to say no in the future or to negotiate for much more money. And I've seen it happen. Or the company says, hey, we want to extend your option from 2 years to 5 years. Okay, well, give me $50,000. Pick a number because you hold tons of cards. So that's an example of negotiating these option terms down as short as you can as to how they may benefit you in the future. You're listening to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm. Join me each and every week at this time on this station and give me a call, any oil and gas representation, regardless of your location, 570-307-0702. So I'm talking about opportunities. That's an opportunity there when you have a shorter option term than what the neighbors have, and the company in the pipeline company does not want to install the pipeline as quickly as they thought they were going to because of the downturn in market. But there are many other ways that bad markets can create opportunities. And I'm going to talk about the big old elephant in the room. I don't know, it's the herd of elephants, that's the giant blue whales in Tioga County. In Tioga County. I talk about this so much because it's so darned important. The bad market has resulted in companies not drilling more wells. So, the natural reaction, I think, for people is, here I am sitting on this old lease. Here I am getting shut in payments year after year. Now the market has gone bad. Now the market has gone down. Well, I guess it's going to be longer. I guess I'm going to have to sit longer because the market has gone down and companies aren't drilling, and I'm just going to have to accept that. No, guys. No. Don't accept that. I'm sorry, but we can't accept that. And I'm telling you, in your situation, if you're thinking that way at all, call, do a review and consultation. Find out if you should be accepting it. Because, think of this. So you enter into a lease back in 2000 to 2010, especially 2000 to 2006. You enter a lease, they drill a well in 2009, 10, 11, 12. That's when they drill a well. In that time frame. Shallow vertical well, don't connect it to a pipeline and just drill it and look to hold you. They drill that well, you never get a dime of royalty. And then here you are, you entered that agreement before you even knew the potential of natural gas development. Before you knew the people actually got $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 an acre in bonus. Not saying you're getting that now, but that had occurred. It occurred. But before you knew anything about it. So your agreement is at 12.5%. Your agreement allows full deductions. Your agreement allows unlimited surface rights. Your agreement was signed at $50, $100 an acre, maybe less than that. And your agreement is going to continue to be a bad agreement. It's not going to get better. It's only going to stay the same, which is a bad agreement, meaning you have virtually no power as to where the company is going to operate on your property, where they're going to put pipelines, where they can put well pads, where they can put tank farms. You have very little, if any, power. You have none. But you have a potential opportunity. As the market has turned bad, the company has stopped drilling. The delay is now extended. And there are many leases, guys, that I know for a fact, in my mind, I know, and I know for a fact, there are many leases that are no longer valid, that have expired, and no one's doing anything about it. And I'm talking to you in Tioga County. No one is doing anything about it. Well, I am. But people were sitting there and just saying, oh, well, oh, well, oh, well. I don't understand it. We need to take action. This bad market, I don't like it. We don't like it. But one thing it has done, it has given many people, many, many, many people, the opportunity, in my opinion, strongly, to get out from under a lease that they signed around 1999 to 2006, 2007. It has given people the opportunity to terminate those leases. And that is an incredible opportunity that you need to find out if you have that opportunity, if you can terminate your lease and get out of it, or if you're stuck in it, or what the heck is going on in your situation. Because not only can you potentially in the future, as you go forward, get a new lease for bonus of $1,000, $1,500 an acre, maybe $2,000, maybe more. Not only can you increase potentially your royalty from 12.5% to 15% or higher. And ladies and gentlemen, an increase of 12.5% royalty to 15%, it sounds like, oh yeah, that's a 2.5% increase. Well, what that results in is 20% more royalty to you. 20% more. If you can increase your royalty rate from 12.5% to 15%, your checks will have 20% more money in them. It's like paying taxes with the money. 20%. So you can get a bonus. Let's say your bonus is $1,500 an acre. You have a 100-acre farm. That's $150,000 cash. Then all royalties, if there are any, are going to be at 15%, let's say, and it used to be 12.5% in your old lease. So that means for the future of royalties, you are going to get 20% more money in royalty for the lifetime of the lease. Or you sit back and you do nothing, and you collect shut-in checks year after year, and you cash them, and you do nothing. And why are we doing that? Why? Ask yourself, why? Why would anyone do that? Why would you not find out if you have the right or ability to get out of this lease that literally may be 20 years old, 15 years old, when you were told, oh yeah, this is going to be a 5-year lease? You're thinking you're getting royalties by 2010. Here we are, 2020. You haven't seen a dime of royalty. And not only in that, the slap in the face, they don't even have it connected to a pipeline. Don't even have it connected to a pipeline. And yet we have people cashing annual shut-in checks and not finding out. Now, I can understand if they've never heard the show. Well, I still think they should be looking and trying to get information. But if you're hearing my voice, how are you doing that? How are you not finding out? Do you like to be taken advantage of? Do you want to have 20% less royalty? That sounds like a good idea for you? Gosh, I know it doesn't. If you can get out from under that lease and you have a real potential opportunity with this lack of drilling and this market, you really do in many, many cases. Now, I'm not saying every single case by any means, but I've represented a bunch of people in getting them out of these leases. And I know there are a bunch more. But unfortunately, I know there are a ton of people out there cashing these annual shut-in checks and doing nothing. And now you're getting letters saying, oh, well, hey, you didn't cash this check. You're going to lose the money. You know what? Signal, do a review and consultation. Call my office, 570-307-0702. I just got money back from the state. First off, it's a threat to send the money to the state. But secondly, I just had somebody for many years that had money in the state, and we just got it back this past week. So if you're sending you that, maybe that's showing you, again, you have an opportunity. They're scared. They're scared. You're not cashing these checks. They don't want you to call Doug Clark. But you're going to 570-307-0702 because you don't want to get 20% less royalty. You don't want to be held under a lease that's expired. And you care about, if you don't care about yourself, you care about your kids, your grandkids, you care about your farm, you care about your property, because your old lease allows them to do anything, and a new lease is almost certainly going to have way more restrictions. So here we are in a bad market. It may be an opportunity for you to take advantage of it. And again, ask yourself, why? Why am I not going to find out? And I don't know the answer to that. And I'm telling you, I'm here and I want to get people out of these leases. 570-307-0702. I do these reviews and consultations all myself. Let's find out if you have a claim and a case to get out of your lease. Let's find out, and let's make sure that if you do, we're getting you out of that lease. And we can start a domino effect, getting people out of leases, improving the market. Or you can sit back there and cash these shut-in checks year after year because you like getting less money. You like the idea of getting 20% less royalty. You like the idea of never seeing another bonus. And I know that's not true. I'm just saying that to say how silly it sounds. I'm up against it. First segment, we ran a little long. Listen, I get excited. I get emotional about this stuff because, honest to God, I swear to you, I care. And it kills me. I just think about my grandparents. I think about my parents. Again, the Clark Family Farm, Dime Road. You can check it out. Google it, Armstrong County. My Uncle Homer. My grandfather Laird. This stuff makes me irate. And they're stuck under old leases because they signed leases that allowed for shallow drilling, and they wanted to get free gas to their house. So their farms are all leased. They are. And they can't get out of them. But you have the potential to get out of them. Don't be taken advantage of. Call me 570-307-0702. 570-307-0702. I'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm. Remember, in case you don't pick it up, I, Doug Clark, the Clark Law Firm, I have never represented an oil and gas company, and I never, ever will. We're a pipeline company. Hopefully that comes across. I represent landowners and only landowners and oil and gas right owners in Pennsylvania. All right, I got to come back to this. I have to come back to it. So I get so fired up about it because it's just, in my mind, it's wrong. And I became a lawyer because I wanted to fight things that I thought were wrong. Maybe it sounds corny, cheesy, whatever, but it's just the truth. So I'm going to say it. It's a reality. And I think this is wrong. And I've spent my entire career fighting for the little guy, fighting against the odds, fighting the big guy, and I love what I do. So when I see this, and I see rarely when you're fighting for the little guy, when you're fighting for the property owner, when you're fighting for somebody who's in a position where you're taking on the company or the government, when you're in that position, you don't get a lot of opportunities. You're always punching up. But you guys, Tioga County, you're in a position that many of you have opportunities, which is so, so rare. And who's in this position? People who signed or inherited leases that were signed anytime in 1998, 99, but mostly those two, but mostly 2000, 2006, 2007, in that range, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the numbers are only getting bigger, meaning it used to be 2000 to 2005, now 2006, now 2007. You have an opportunity. If you're getting shut-in checks year after year, that's what you're getting, shut-in checks year after year. And you know who you are. You're getting these checks for $1 or $5 an acre. And you get them sent to you from the company, usually SWEPI. You may have an opportunity. an opportunity that rarely ever comes along. You owe it to yourself, in my opinion, to find out if you do have an opportunity. And I want to hear from you, and I will tell you. You send me your lease, I look at your information, I get what I need to know, and we do a review and consultation, and I advise you whether I feel that your lease is terminated, and do you have a claim to terminate the lease, and what the strength of that claim is. If you're not doing that, I don't know why. I want to do it, and I want to do it with every person I possibly can. And this is such a big issue in Tioga County. I want to hear from you. 570-307-0702. 570-307-0702. This bad market, this bad gas market, the fact that there's no drilling, the fact that these wells are still sitting there non-producing, those are creating opportunities for many people to get out of their lease. And if they do nothing about it, they're going to just see themselves get shut-in checks year after year. So if you get a shut-in check whenever it happens this year, general advice, don't cash it. Call the Clark Law Firm. Call me, Attorney Doug Clark, 570-307-0702. Have a review and consultation. See if you should cash the check. See if I believe, and I'll give you the reasons why, your lease is terminated or remains valid. But stop cashing checks. Stop signing agreements. Pick up the phone. I want to review every one of these I can and make sure you get the right information. 570-307-0702. So again, you get a shut-in check this year. Call my office. If you get a threatening letter, hey, if you don't cash these checks that you sent, we're going to turn it over to the state. Call my office. Call my office. I deal with these issues all the time. Don't be afraid. Have no fear. Call my office. I am here and we are here to help you. It's my entire goal. 570-307-0702. I know I don't want to say my number a million times, but I want to hear from you. Because people are being held under these leases who shouldn't be held. And again, it's not right. And you should get the information. I may say, hey, listen, I think you're held, but, in another year or two, I don't think you will be. I don't know what I'm going to tell you. But I look at all of these, and I do everything I can and think of every angle I can in my experience in doing this every day of my life to see if we can get you out of that lease. In some cases, it's truly extremely easy. But call. In some cases, I may say, look, I'm sorry you're stuck under this lease, and here's why. But get this information. Don't just keep cashing these checks blindly and essentially what we call ratifying your lease. That dang rat word again. Call 570-307-0702. And keep listening each and every week to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm, at this time on this station. So I am talking about, opportunities and what happens when you have a bad gas market. And the thing with these leases in Tioga County and other places too, but what happens is the companies start pushing the envelope. They start attempting to hold leases that have probably or have clearly expired because the market is so bad. They don't want to spend the more money. They want to hold everything they can. So they start pushing the envelope. So those create, again, opportunities. Think about, too, people sign 5-year leases with 5-year extensions. Well, if you signed that in 2005, the extension ends in 2010. Here we are into 2020, and you haven't seen a dime. Guys, you got an opportunity here in most cases, in my opinion. Give me a call. I want to talk about it. We got to stop letting companies take advantage of us. You need to take advantage of your contract. It's not even taking advantage. You need to hold them to your contract, not be taken advantage of under the terms of the contracts. Now, let me say that with this bad market, You also run into, I'm going to switch gears a little bit, but you run into opportunities that other people on the other side see. The companies or entities on the other side see. And what I mean by that is when people are being shut in year after year after year, year after year after year, year after year after the year, and they do nothing about it, and they don't find out whether they have rights, and they don't find out if their contract can be terminated, what do? They become frustrated because they thought they were going to be rich. They thought they were going to get at least royalties, and you're not getting anything. And now here it is 10 years and you haven't seen a dime, and there's just that vertical well sitting out there that's not even connected to a pipeline. So you're frustrated and you need money. You need money. Times are tough. You need money. So what happens? There's opportunities on the other side. I'm the landowner guy. I'm the property owner, the gas owner guy. There are guys on the other side who are the company guys who are looking to take advantage of these opportunities as well. Investors, companies, those guys. And what do? They understand that people are frustrated. They understand that people thought they were getting royalties in 2010 that would happen by then. And here we are 2020 and it's not happening. They thought those things, or they see those things, what people thought. So what do? They say, hey guys, in boardrooms, investor meetings, there is an opportunity. There's an opportunity in certain counties in Pennsylvania that people are very frustrated because they've not received royalties. And they think, this was all a sham. There's really nothing ever going to develop here. So this is a great time for us to swoop in and start making offers to buy and purchase oil and gas rights from people. And we can do it on the cheap. We can go in and we can argue to these guys, yeah, here you are, you signed a lease in 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you haven't got any royalties yet. And the market is so bad, and there's no pipelines, and it could be decades. Who knows what's ever going to happen? And, could use some money. You signed at a real low bonus back then. So let me do this. I'm here to help you. I'm going to make you an offer to buy your oil and gas rights from you. I will take on the risk. I'm such a good guy. We'll take on the risk that your gas may never get developed. And in exchange for that, we're such good guys, we're going to give you money on a per acre basis to permanently purchase, to buy forever your oil and gas rights. So let's say we're going to give you, I'm going to pick just an easy number. We'll say $2,000 an acre. We'll give you $2,000 an acre. And that sounds maybe very good for you because you thought there were going to be royalties and you're very frustrated. Maybe they offer you $1,000 an acre. One of the things, watch out for this. One of the things that these companies will do, they will make you such a low offer that by the fact that it's so low, you think, it must not be worth anything. Imagine if they came and they gave you $500 an acre. And you say, wow, I guess this is all it's worth because that's what they're offering me. Well, that's a technique, guys. It's a technique. Offer so little that the people will think that's all it's worth. And then if you increase, you only have to increase by the smallest amount. And then they'll say, wow. Well, or you say, we'll offer them 500. And then the landowner's like, wow, that's all it's worth. And the company says, well, I think I can maybe get them a little more. This is really high, but let's see what we can do. And then they come back and they say, listen, top dollar, most we can do. I can't believe they're paying. This is crazy to me. They're willing to offer you $1,000. Well, again, they might have been willing to offer you $5,000, but you were set up. You were set up with a super low offer, which made your mind believe that that's all it was worth. And so then everything above that, you thought you got a great deal. These guys are smart. It's not their first rodeo. They're smart. So they know there's an opportunity to take advantage of the bad market, to come in and make low ball offers for buying and selling gas rights. And you need to understand that and not allow frustration to work against you. I was talking in the beginning part. Your frustration and the low gas prices should work for you because it should motivate you to try to get out of your lease now. Your frustration and bad gas market should not be allowed to be used against you as a result of you selling your oil and gas rights at a below value price. So we must understand the market and the opportunities that it creates for our side and for the company's side. And we must take advantage of our opportunities, but not allow the company to take advantage of theirs against us. You're listening to All Things Marcellus with Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm. I hope you join me each and every week at this time on this station for All Things Marcellus. Hey, and the best news so far, I got 2 more segments. I'll be right back. Welcome back to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm, where I do not, have not, and will never represent gas or pipeline companies. Give me a call, learn about reviews, consultations, any oil and gas related matter, do more estate planning work with clients, 570-307-0702. That's 570-307-0702. And keep listening to All Things Marcellus each and every week at this time on this station. And reminder, check out the websites, pagasleaseattorney.com, pipelineattorney.com. I'm trying to get blogs up every week where they're generally based on the radio show, but they go further and talk about some different things. So if you check out the blog section of the websites, you can find some more information. Trying to do that the best I can on a weekly basis, as best I can between everything else that we're doing. So, I'm talking today, and the theme of today is about these bad gas price markets. Companies aren't drilling, and how it's creating opportunities for you as landowners, especially landowners in Tioga County who are seeing themselves being held and by merely receiving these shut-in checks year after year, and they're cashing them, they're not questioning their lease, and it's just allowing this to continue. So I want to hear from you. We need to stop this. As I've said before, 570-307-0702. Call and get information. Don't be afraid. Call and get information. I am here to help you. But I want to talk now, with these bad gas prices, we find also, I was talking the last segment about opportunities created for companies. And one of the opportunities that's created, not necessarily for gas companies, but is for these companies and entities and investors who want to go out and permanently buy your oil and gas rights, and how they'll take advantage of the low market to take advantage of your frustration, and also use the low market to say, well, who knows if it'll ever get better, and we're willing to take on those risks for you. My point, be careful, because the environment of low gas prices and a lack of drilling actually creates a very positive environment, in my opinion, for purchasing oil and gas rights from unsuspecting landowners or gas right owners. So we have to watch out for that. Now, another area that I find very interesting is pipeline right-of-way agreements, where companies now, and I've seen this over the years in a bad market, they will come out. Now remember, we talked about the option and then what I'll call the compensation payment, the consideration payment. So what do I mean by that? Again, refresher. But this is a little bit, we're going to give you a refresher, but explain another aspect of this. So we have a company that comes out and they're going to give you an option for a pipeline right-of-way agreement. Now, there's no drilling going on. There's nothing happening. So why are the companies doing this? Well, it may be a golden opportunity because of frustration and the lack of drilling and low gas price market to acquire pipeline rights of way very cheaply. So they will come out. Remember, we say there's two parts to these option agreements. There is a period of time that when you sign the agreement, the company has to decide if they're going to exercise their rights under the agreement and install the pipeline. So a company may see this as a great opportunity to go out in an area and say, hey, we want to sign pipeline right-of-way agreements. Now, they say, you may think, well, there's nothing going on. Why do they want to do this? They may say, well, we want to get these all set. So when the gas prices rebound, we're ready to install these, and this will be a great situation. And so you say, okay, well, that sounds reasonable. I want development as quickly as I can get it. So they say, well, because gas prices are so low and we don't know when this is going to happen, the agreement we hand you, we want to have you sign a pipeline right-of-way option agreement that may give us 5 years to decide whether we're going to use it or not. And because the gas prices are so cheap, we're going to pay you $100 up front, maybe $500 up front, and then we'll have 5 years to decide whether to use that agreement. Why would you consider that? Question one. But I'm not going to go too far down that path. They want to give you an option agreement, let's say for 3 or 5 years, and they only want to give you $100, $250, $500 up front. If they don't exercise that option, they don't have to ever give you another dime. And they use the gas price to try to get a longer period of time. Instead of a 1 year or 2 year, they want 3 or 5. So they say, hey, we want to do this so when the market picks up, so we want to do a 5-year agreement. Well, you've just given them way too much time. Then they say, because the gas prices are so low, we want to buy 5 years for a mere $100, $500. That's not enough. And when they offer such low money, they say, hey, you don't want to go see a lawyer because, hey, that's going to cost you money. So you're put in the position where they're offering you a terrible agreement, in my opinion. They're offering you a terrible agreement. They're offering you virtually no money. And they're saying that because we're offering you so little money, you shouldn't make this agreement any better by talking to a lawyer. Again, it has created an environment that, in my opinion, this is an example of how a company wants to take advantage of it. You're listening to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark. Join me each and every week at this time on this station for All Things Marcellus. So then, now we talk about the back-end payment. And so let's say that, I was using the example earlier that if the company exercised the option, let's say they were going to pay you $30 a foot, and that would result in you getting a payment of $100,000. So now they go, guys, landowner, property owner, the market is so bad. We don't know what's going to happen. Companies are in bad shape. So we can only pay you $10 a foot. So we want to pay you $500 up front, let's say. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But we want to buy a 5-year option. And then if we exercise that option, we have 5 years to decide. Now you've not negotiated any of this. And they say, if we exercise it, we only have to pay you $10 a foot. Well, that's a really incredible deal for that pipeline company. That is a glorious deal for that pipeline company. And how would they ever get that deal? They'd get it in a down market, when they can go and promise, hey, we want to get this all set up so when the market improves, we're ready to go and we can take action. Well, I'm going to tell you, I would be very, very slow to consider such an offer. Again, if I had any offer, I'd put the pen down, pick up the phone, give me a call, do a review and consultation. But that is an example of how a pipeline company can limit how much they pay up front. They can extend the option period and then limit what they're going to pay in the back end by making the argument that the gas prices and current market conditions make it a circumstance that that's the best they can do. And that can sound compelling, but you have to be informed and understand that it maybe not necessarily be true. You're listening to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm. Keep listening each and every week at this time on this station. I got one more segment to go. And remember, give me a call. Learn about all these services. 570-307-0702. That's 570-307-0702. I'll be right back. Welcome back to All Things Marcellus with me, Attorney Doug Clark of the Clark Law Firm. Remember to join me every week at this time on this station for All Things Marcellus. And if you miss any of today's show, you can go to PA Gas Lease Attorney. That is PA Gas Lease Attorney or Pipeline Attorney. We have two websites, PA Gas Lease Attorney and Pipeline Attorney. Check out today's show. It'll be up and available Monday. There are many, many hours of shows available on all different types of topics. Also, like I said before, what I'm trying to do now is I've been really making an effort to do these blogs, or essentially these little articles about the show topics that we're talking about, and they go a little bit deeper, but I've been doing that. So if you go to the blog section of the website, you can pick up some information there, find out too some more about what the show's about, check out the show, check out the blog. Obviously the show has more information than the blog, but sometimes the blog has some other information in it as well, and actually it always does. So it's a really nice way to kind of get into the topics. So today, we're talking about bad market conditions, how they can benefit the landowner. Tioga County people, what we need to try to do to get out of these leases. Talking about buying and selling gas rights and how bad market conditions can make people more vulnerable to lower offers and to bad agreements. Also, how bad market conditions can lead to inferior pipeline agreements. So all of those things we'll be talking about. We talked about obviously today, but will be addressed in the blog, this week's blog as well. So take advantage of these resources. And again, always tune in every week at this time on this station. And if you can't make it, you can go to websites during the week. Click on the radio show link, and you can check them out. You can check out the show there as well. So I'm going to beat this horse some more, and I'm going to continue to beat it. But I want to just kind of regroup and go back and just talk, especially to Tioga County, where now I know here we are, 2020, people are going to get their annual shut-in checks again this year. When you get your check, I would like to hear from you. I'd like to hear from you before you cash the check. When you get your check, call my office, the Clark Law Firm, 570-307-0702. Know the date of your lease, how many years you've been getting the shut-in checks. Talk to Marcia here. We can get you scheduled a review consultation. I can tell you whether I think that your lease is expired and what can be done about it. I can tell you, hey, I don't think your lease is expired. Maybe I'll tell you, I don't think it's expired yet, but I think it'll expire in the near future. Maybe I tell you, hey, your lease hasn't expired and here's the reasons why. But we got to just stop blindly cashing these checks. We have to stop blindly cashing these checks. The other thing is, the company, what I've seen is, I've seen Sweppy recently. I've gotten a lot of calls on this. People getting letters in the mail, people who didn't cash their shut-in checks because they're frustrated and they didn't cash them. And they get these letters saying, well, if you don't cash it, we'll have to turn it over to the state in a certain amount of time. If you're getting that type of letter, give me a call. Let's talk about it. Let's find out, what are your rights? What's going on? Because I believe that many people are getting that letter, I believe, as a way to try to scare you to cash your checks. Because they say, well, if you don't cash the check, the state's going to get the money. If you're listening earlier, I just got back, it was about almost $9,000 that the state actually was sent to the state, and then we got it back. I just got it back, and that was been there for years. So maybe you don't need to be afraid of that at all. And if you're getting these letters which seem like you should be afraid of it, maybe that's a sign that you should be getting some information and asking some questions. This shut-in situation, in my personal opinion, is a disgrace. I don't see vertical, non-producing wells that are not connected to pipelines. I don't see that anywhere but in Tioga County. And it just continues, In my opinion, the only reason why it continues, well, for many cases, is that people aren't doing anything about it. And I'm telling you that I'm here to try to do something about it. And that's why I preach about this so much. It's just wrong. So if you're getting that shut-in check, and there's so many of you out there that are getting those, call my office before you cash the check. Find out, what rights do you have? What position are you in? This is going on too long. Literally, I review these leases from 2000, 2001. We're talking 20 years. 20 years and you've never seen a royalty. And again, I said it earlier, the slap in the face, as bad as that is, there's not even a well connected to a pipeline. And how they're going to address that, I believe totally in the future, is you're going to start getting lease amendments, modifications, ratifications, rat. You're going to start getting these things where they're going to try to throw a silver or a shiny object towards you and get you to sign something. And we have to be prepared. And I hope that so many people that are listening will never be distracted by that shiny object. And that's why I preach so much. And this goes to everything, every issue. When you are given a contract, you're given an agreement, a lease, a document, put the pen down and pick up the phone. Find out what it's about. It may be an incredible opportunity. It may not be, but it may be. And I see these opportunities all the time. And that's why I preach we need to take advantage of them. So when I say those things, I don't just say them as some sort of business slogan. I say them because I mean it. Put the pen down, pick up the phone, call my office, 570-307-0702. Let's find out what this is about. Let's make sure that you're making the right decision for yourself, and let's make sure that you're maximizing the agreement that you're offered. Because it can be, there's so many times, there are just so many times where we do reviews and consultations, and they result in the client receiving literally tens of thousands, at times literally hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when you factor in royalties and future royalties, it can be into the millions of dollars. That happens. And again, I don't say it happens every single time. Not happen every time, but it happens. And you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, you owe it to the future generations to make sure that you don't have an opportunity that you're overlooking. And when I talk about the reviews and consultations so much, it is a small investment. It's generally 1 to 2 hours. It's rarely over 2 hours. And that time I answer all the questions that you have. I explain to you what you need to know. I explain to you what that document is. I explain to you why you would want to sign it, why you wouldn't want to sign it, what your negotiation leverage is. Everything that the company doesn't want you to know, in my opinion, I am going to tell you. Because as we all know, the landman works for the company, not you, the landowner. I work for the landowner. I work for the royalty owner. I want to help every person that I can, and that's why I preach reviews and consultations, because they are a small investment and there is so much security that you're given. And the worst thing that can happen is you say, well, I now know everything about this document. I now have had all my questions answered, and I can move forward knowing that I'm making the right decision for me and my family. And I've spent 1 to 2 hours of time and investment. That's the worst thing that can happen. So let's get that done. 570-307-0702. Remember, landman works for the company, not you, the landowner. Give me a call and make sure you join me each and every week at this time on this station. Have a great week, everyone.